This is the UE Boom, like the original UE Boom. It's made by a company called Ultimate Ears, now a subsidiary of Logitech, which began its life producing high-end, professional quality in-ear monitors for some of the most popular musicians and bands in the world. Then in 2013, they released this, their first consumer Bluetooth speaker, the UE Boom. I was pretty quick to the party, purchasing mine in 2014, more than 10 years ago. Over that decade of use, this thing has made the rounds, from pool parties to tailgates, from the mountains to the beach. It's been to over a dozen states, provided tunes on boats and whitewater rafts. It was even used as part of multiple weddings, including my own. It's been dropped, it's been tossed, it's been packed, it's been wet. It's been paired with everything from an iPhone 5 all the way up to the most modern smartphones. If this thing got airline miles, it would probably have enough for a free flight. I wish I could quantify the sheer number of songs that have come through this little device, rather than just provide these qualitative descriptions of its use. But one thing is for certain. This speaker has been a huge part of my life for a very long time. And quite frankly, I love it. Now, over the course of the last decade, UE has updated the Boom several times, and it's also released a full lineup of speakers, now totaling 6 different versions, ranging from the ultra-portable $100 Wonder Boom to the big and bumping $400 Hyper Boom. Despite the updates, there's never been a compelling enough reason for me to upgrade, especially because, despite its age, this thing still rocks. However, I've finally found a compelling enough reason. Honestly, it's stupid that it took this long, but I got the UE Boom 4 because it finally has USB-C charging. If there's one thing that's been painful about owning the UE Boom all these years, it's that every time I go on a trip, I always have to pack the silly, bright yellow micro USB charger. Granted, it is a very nice charger, and the flat cable does not get tangled like regular ones, but I am so looking forward to packing this speaker without bringing anything additional, since I always have a USB-C charger in my bag already. Now, I am planning to do a full review of the UE Boom 4 once I've been able to put it through its paces, in fewer than 10 years. I'd also like to do some comparisons to the latest versions of other brands, so let me know in the comments which ones you'd like to see the Boom 4 compared to. For now, I wanted to do a quick review and reflection on this 10-year-old speaker, which I hope you'll enjoy. Going back to the 2013-2014 timeframe, Bluetooth speakers were all the rage. They were just starting to hit their stride and become useful, and I still remember coming across the UE Boom for the first time and immediately loving the simplicity, the look, and the features. The first thing about the look that stood out to me was this fabric exterior. And it was extremely hard to fathom when you learned that it was virtually waterproof. In fact, it was always a party trick of mine in those early days to play the speaker and then confidently run it under the faucet, showing that it continued to work. This was mind-boggling at the time, since the first water-resistant iPhones, as just a point of reference, didn't come out until 2016. The next thing about the design that stands out are these large, oversized volume buttons. They sit prominently on the front. I'm sure some people really don't like this look, but to me it was original, it became iconic, and it continues to remain iconic across the entire UE line. For a size perspective, the UE Boom is about the size of a 16-ounce can. It can fit comfortably in a cup holder. It's perfectly portable for traveling or bringing with you on an adventure. It even has a metal loop on the bottom that you can use to hang it from a small carabiner or some other contraption. The bottom is also where the infamous micro USB port is located, underneath the not 100% waterproof rubber gasket. There is also a 3.5mm auxiliary input, which I was even able to creatively use with a wireless microphone for a wedding on the beach. True story. The last thing on the bottom is not so much a design choice as more merely just a side effect of the way that they did this rubber gasket. And that's that if you unscrew it, you reveal a 1/4-inch mounting hole. So if you really wanted to mount this boom from a tripod, you could with shocking stability. Now I have two main complaints with the build and design of the original UE boom. First, it tends to be a little bit tippy, and it can fall over relatively easily. Second, positioning the charger on the bottom was understandable, but annoying to have to place it upside down anytime you needed to charge. The boom's sound quality blew me away in 2014, and it continues to impress me in 2024. The amount of volume and the quality of the sound that comes from such a small package is truly impressive. Though I am not an audiophile by any means, and this is in no way a scientific test of the audio qualities, I would characterize the audio as being incredibly clear, very loud, and really the only place where it lacks is in the low end, where it's unable to get true deep bass in any form factor this small. Thankfully, I am not a bass head, so I personally find the audio to be perfect. Having heard the audio from the larger UE Mega Boom and the Extreme Hyper Boom, I can confidently say that if you want more bass, it is there for the right price. However, I still love the price to performance and sound to size ratio of the original UE Boom. Outside of the general sound quality, the other defining characteristic of the UE lineup is 360-degree sound, which is a very cool feature when you're using it outdoors or in a party setting where you want the sound to go in every single direction. In my experience, if you hold this thing up and you spin it around, you're not really gonna notice a difference. It sounds great in every direction, and it truly is an immersive sound that goes every which way. Connecting to the UE Boom is a pretty simple process. Just turn it on with the power button, press and hold the Bluetooth pairing button until you hear the fun drums signaling that it's in pairing mode. Then just go into your phone's Bluetooth menu, select the UE Boom, and you're off to the races. I know, it's 2024, you've probably paired to a Bluetooth speaker before. Once you're using the boom, the battery seems to last forever. At any time, you can check the battery level by pressing the up and down volume buttons at the same time.
100% charge.
The voice that responds has become a bit of a meme in my household anytime we're talking about something being charged.
100% charge.
The actual quoted battery life for the device is 15 hours. Though in its heyday, I definitely got substantially more than 15 hours on numerous occasions. At this point, I am sad to say that the battery is not what it used to be, and I typically use the boom fully plugged in whenever I can to avoid suddenly running out of battery. This is obviously the nature of using batteries over a large period of time, and the fact that it lasted as long as it did when I put it through as many charge cycles as I did is incredibly impressive. The UE Boom does have an onboard microphone, so you technically can use it as a speakerphone, but I would not recommend it.
I'm not sure whether the newer models have gotten any better, but the microphone on the original sounds very faint and distant, even if you were holding it up directly to your mouth.
There is an app for the UE speakers. I don't think that it existed back in 2014, though I'm not 100% sure. Today, the app can be used to remotely turn on and off your speaker, to adjust EQ sliders, to rename the speaker as it shows up in Bluetooth menus, and to enable or disable those drum sounds that occur whenever you turn it on and off or enable Bluetooth pairing. The final notable feature that the app enables is called Party Up. Party Up lets you connect multiple UE speakers with a single audio source. This can be done either in a stereo mode or in a mono mode, enabling you to either have immersive audio with a left and right channel in a smaller space, or to extend your audio to different rooms of a party, or just to increase the maximum output possible with the power of multiple speakers. It's a really cool feature. I haven't used it a ton, but when I have, it's been seamless and easy without too many bugs. and can make some impressive sound. I think it lets you basically pair an unlimited number of speakers. I seem to remember seeing a limit of 150 at times. I doubt anybody's going to gather up that many speakers though to really test it out. From a value and pricing perspective, I recall the UE Boom being $150 back in the day. However, in searching on the web for information for this video, I was seeing some very old reviews quoting it at $200. Now, I don't have my old receipt and I can't remember for sure, but either way, I'd say it was a pretty darn good investment in the end. Today, the Boom 4 costs $150, and if this one winds up lasting me 10 more years, I will be a pretty happy camper. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this little look back at some history in the Bluetooth speaker landscape. As I mentioned early on, in addition to reviewing this new UE Boom 4, I do also want to review a few of the competing options. So let me know what your favorites are in the comments below. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next one.